Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video, getting some more Season 12 Practice Go Battle League battles, these taking place in the brand new Evolution Cup meta in Pokemon Go Battle League. If you do not know what the Evolution Cup meta consists of, it is a 1500 CP meta, so no more Master League, at least for the following week, that consists of second stage evolution mons of 3-stage evolution Pokemon. So essentially, it's the mid evolutions, aka the mid cup. Hopefully this will not be a mid meta. In today's video, I have 3 teams for you. This meta, according to PV Poke, is going to be very centered around Vigoroth specifically. So I have the Vigoroth team, I also have the anti-Vigoroth team, and then I also have a Spice team. 2 battles with each of them. Let's see how well they perform. If you enjoy the content, as always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's jump right into the battles. Getting into this first match, we have a Vigoroth on a Golbat lead. Golbat does win this matchup, but I'm pretty confident when I check the PV Poke Sims, the Shadow Golbat is the one that wins it, and regular Golbat technically would lose it. Let's watch and find out. The Golbats are going to want to spam Poison Fangs because their only other charge move is going to be Shadow Ball, which will be double resisted based on Vigoroth's normal typing. So we are going to spam Body Slams back at them as they're spamming their Poison Fangs at us. We're building up to another Body Slam here. We CMP time because it's 5 counters to a Body Slam. It's 5 wing attacks to a Poison Fang. It's slowly doing more and more damage, and the fast moves are adding up. I was tempted to swap and catch my Haunter because it'd be super resisted, but you don't want to eat a Poison Fang on Haunter and get your energy debuff because Haunter is already glass. It's already paper mache. You don't want to make it any glassier than it already is, and if I would have eaten that Poison Fang, they come in with the Zweilous and Dragon Breath me all the way down. Now, Zweilous is a great counter for Haunter, but if we're able to pull off the bait, which we're able to there, we get to an Ice Punch, which was just recently introduced to Haunter's moveset from the Season 12 Go Battle League update, and it hits for major damage on the Zweilous, so we're at a shield advantage, and we have the Zweilous pretty much dead, and the Golbat is already taken care of. We come in with the Vigoroth, hoping that we can get the Zweilous' remaining energy and potentially counter it down. My opponent makes a very good play because we were switch locked and they were not. They swap, they counter us down. We come in with our Golbat against their Vigoroth at a shield advantage, and we're going to be spamming Poison Fangs back at them, similarly to how they were doing at our Vigoroth to begin with. Now, because of our shield advantage, we can eat the first Body Slam here, and then we're going to essentially go for the next Poison Fang as we're able to. We cannot eat any more after this, so we're going to commit a shield. We're essentially hoping that we can wing attack farm down before they get to another one because of the debuff, and we're able to. So that's huge. The Vigoroth doesn't get to another move. This Zweilous has energy banked. It's at the Body Slam, so we cannot commit to a wing attack farm down. We need to go for 2 Poison Fangs here back to back. One will get the shield, the next one will take out. Because they decided 2 shields, we outpace, we get to the Poison Fang, and it is GG's in match number 1. Now, you could go top 3 PV Poke, you could run a combination of Vigoroth Double Dragon with like Zweilous and Hackmo. I don't completely like that line. Depending on the order, I guess you could lead Hackmo and not be double weak to opposing Vigs essentially, but I wanted to go a little bit different here. I really like the Vigoroth Haunter core in this meta, and then Golbat helps cover opposing Vigoroths essentially to give this team a little bit of balance. It's very glassy, great coverage. Getting to the next matchup, we have Vigoroth up against a regular Dragonair. Regular Dragonair plays this matchup out pretty well. It actually just barely, according to PV Poke, just barely wins this matchup as well. They end up swapping and catching a Body Slam. Very well done by my opponent here in this practice battle. And they eat a Body Slam. You can see how glassy Haunter is though because of how much that one Body Slam did. But unfortunately, their shiny, beautiful shiny, you can tell by the blue tongue, their shiny Haunter is able to survive those Shadow Claws with just 1 HP, and it costs us an entire shield. Then I make a misplay here, completely forgetting where their Zweilous' health was at, and we throw an Ice Punch when all we needed was a Shadow Punch, not their Zweilous, on their Dragonair. So sorry. Regardless, mistake, should have just thrown a Shadow Punch, and they're able to take us out before we get to another move. We come in with the Vigoroth to eat any potential damage or energy that the Dragonair has stored up, and hoping that whenever they have in the back, our Golbat can 0-1 shield, and unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Vigoroth's got us. They had the shield advantage. That swap in the beginning of their match was crucial, and they're going to pull this one out. GG's to our opponent. We're going to spam these Poison Fangs, though, because we're going to see how close, for science, for the practice battles, how close we can keep this matchup, considering the disadvantage. We do essentially get to the charge moves at the same amount of time, so I will outpace this next Poison Fang. No, they overfarmed, so they're going to outpace us. This will take us out, and it is GG's for this match. Actually, it's 1 more counter, and then we lose. Getting into team number 2, we have a personal favorite Pokemon of mine in the Evolution Cup meta, that being Legacy Purified Machoke. Legacy Purified Machoke runs Karate Chop as the fast move. That is not the Legacy move here. Cross Chop as its cheaper energy charge move for fighting type damage is the Legacy move. And then of course Purified Return. You only have access to Return if your Pokemon is purified. This team is essentially the ABB team to Vigoroth in this meta. We lead with it, save swap either Dusclops or Zweilous, depending on the lead, to essentially try and lure out Vigoroths. The main Mon out of this team of 3 that's going to lure out the Vigoroths is going to be the Zweilous. And then we come back in with the Machoke to put a hurtin' on the Vigoroths in this meta. So getting into this match, you can already see I tried to swap Dusclops out. I think I also had a negative lead because of Machoke on Haunter. I did not want to go into Zweilous because it was my hard counter, but we were able to flip switch, which is going to be huge because we can now put Zweilous onto this Haunter, and we just need to be careful of eating an Ice Punch because that is going to hit for maximum damage on our Zweilous. They then decide to swap into their own Vigoroth, and now we have exactly what we were looking for, lining the Purified Machoke up against Vigoroth. And if you don't know, the fast move of Karate Chop is like a Vine Whip clone of the fighting typing. We're over farming, building all the way up to a cross shop, throwing our charge move here, almost at a second one, and our opponent makes a mistake here. They decide to shield this move because the Haunter could have probably swept with one shield in this situation, but we're able to get to another Karate Chop and we win CMP. Machoke wins it against Vigoroth. In case you need to know that important information, if you see a bunch of Machokes running around this meta, potentially. Now, the Haunter's able to farm us down, going to get off an Ice Punch, very worried, does maximum damage, but we will survive the following Shadow Claws that come after the Ice Punch. We get to a Body Slam, and we're going to take out the Haunter's remaining health. Even double resisted, even non-stab, Zweilous hits hard, and then on top of it, Haunter is literal paper mache. Getting to this next matchup, we have the Machoke on a Hackmo lead, so we can't swap into Zweilous here either, but you know what, in the last matchup, it worked out pretty well because we were able to line up our Machoke with the Vigoroth in the end regardless. Here, we're building all the way up to the Return, potentially baiting the nuke. I like Return, even though PV Poke does recommend Dynamic Punch on your Machoke. I like Return for the coverage, plus it's an even bigger move, non-stab, but hits like a truck. We threw one of the cross shops, we save swap into Dusclops. This is even a fully XL Dusclops, and it tanks a Dragon Pulse from my opponent's Hackmo, which is pretty insane. We're going to spam some Shadow Punches onto the Celio. They decide to swap in. Celio's not the best answer in the world for Dusclops, just based on the fact that it needs to build all the way up to an Aurora Beam or potentially Water Pulse. I don't know which one's recommended in this meta to hit Dusclops for neutral damage, because the other charge move that it has is the Body Slam. They're going to essentially overfarm a bunch here, though, and then throw a Body Slam to take us out. We do not want to commit a shield here. We can now put our Machoke back onto the Celio with the additional energy that we had from the lead matchup. We're waiting out the switch timer, coming in with the Machoke. Thankfully, they didn't decide to throw a charge move there because the charge moves on our end did not appear right away, which is concerning. We did throw our cross shot there though, and they decided not to shield. We then swap into our Zweilous onto their Dragon to lure out the remaining Mon, see what it is, and it ends up being a Charge-a-Bug. This ends up spoiling essentially what my favorite spice pick is for this meta, and it was actually influenced by this opponent that I'm facing. So shout out to Infamous for the suggestion. I can't wait to show you the way it looks in the next two matchups. Now, this opponent is running the Discharge Crunch charge moves of Charge-a-Bug in this specific scenario. In the Evolution Cup meta, though, you're going to want to run X-Scissor over Crunch. As terrible of a move that it is, it stops you from getting walled from the likes of Zweilous over here, and then even Hackmo because of the Dragon fighting typing. We throw a Body Slam there. They come in with their Hackmo. We're going to commit to a Dragon Breath down. No, we decide not to because we want to get off the Body Slam in case Machoke can get to another charge move. We get their last shield. We know we can't fast move down, so that was our hope essentially, even though it does kind of look like we can fast move down. Anyway, they're going to get off a charge move. It's going to be a Dragon Claw. They are not at another one quite yet. We go for the Karate Chop down, get them to 1 HP. They get to the Dragon Claw here, but our Zweilous is still alive. Dragon Breath, 1-turn fast move, even with the lag, registers faster against the Hackmo for GG's. Getting into the third and final team, we have our spice pick for the collection of team comps for this video, that being Charge-a-Bug, however you pronounce it, Charge-a-Bug. It runs Spark, Discharge, and X-Scissor as its charge moves, and we ran it in a line where it's got extra coverage against Vigoroth. This is essentially the Spice team and the anti-Vigoroth team in one. Charge-a-Bug doesn't win the matchup against Vigoroth, but plays it close. Dragonair and Hackmo both have positive matchups, opting not for the Purified one. I guess this one is Purified here, but I'm not running Return, so that's why Purified symbol is not on the screen. Not all that important when you're not utilizing Return. Regardless, opting for the non-shadow because the non-shadow Dragonair actually does barely beat Vigoroth in this meta. So getting into this battle, I'm a little bit behind as always. Farm down the Golbat, get a bunch of energy on our Charge-a-Bug, and then I make the genius decision to throw an X-Scissor at a fighting type, trying to not throw the electric move at the dragon type. Forgot fighting resists. Regardless, does a nice amount of chip, a decent amount of chip damage, actually really bad chip damage. But we try to come in with our own Hackmo against theirs. Dragon Tail down. We almost get them before they decide to come with their Shadow Dusclops. What a goddamn pick for this meta. Love to see it. We're spamming another Dragon Claw at it. Get their last shield. They're going to throw a charge move anytime now. And essentially, we're going to let it come through, save the shield for a Charger Bug, see how bulky it is. It will take neutral damage from anything the Dusclops decides to throw at us. They're not running Fire Punch. They could be. They're not. You shouldn't be. It's either Shadow Punch or Ice Punch or Shadow Punch in return. Maybe Ice Punch in return. You can get away with those, but you definitely don't want to be running Fire Punch on your Dusclops in this meta. And we're able to essentially spark down, and now we're okay with throwing X Scissors at our opponent's Hackmo because it was practically dead. And then any of the damage coming through from their Hackmo wouldn't have taken us out there either. Charger Bug, mid-tier Evolutionmon, mid-Evolutionmon, relatively bulky in that circumstance. Getting to this next matchup, our lead gets hard counter with a Rock type up against our Bug. We save swap into Dragonair. That's going to be the main save swap for this team comp. They decide to throw a Rock Blast before we get off an Aqua Tail. They then save swap into their Vigoroth, recognizing that they don't throw any energy from their Alolan Graveler onto our Dragonair. They are going to lose switch advantage here, which could be costly for them in this matchup. Because we're practically at 2 charge moves here, we're going to shield their Body Slam that is coming through, and we're going to try to throw at the perfect timing with the counter. Kind of snuck through anyway. Going for another Body Slam, gonna threaten a shield from there. We're not gonna be able to get switch there, but at the very least, we have the Vigoroth relatively low, and then I think we come in with the Charger Bug, hoping for a Spark Down because we resist the counter damage. We also would only take neutral from Bulldoze, so they're going to want to throw Body Slams here. We're going to see how well we can tank them. We can eat a couple of them, so we're going to let them both come through, especially because we really don't like the matchup of Charge Bug on our Alolan Graveler. So this match is going to specifically come down to our Hackmo. We're expecting the Graveler to come back in, even though it has no energy. It does come in. We throw 1 Spark and then go for our Discharge. This is also going to be resisted damage, but, you know, a decent amount. It takes out about half their health. We want to see if they try to commit to a Volt Switch down. They can't because, you know, electric resists electric. Because they decide to throw, though, we are going to let our Charger Bug come down and hope that our Hackmo can clutch and win this match. Now, technically speaking, I should not have won this match. My opponent misplayed because they did not time the Dragon Tails well. They were throwing a 1-turn Dragon Breath move at my 3-turn Dragon Tail, and if they do not allow the sneak, I essentially don't get to both moves or farm down before they either get to another move or potentially Dragon Breath me down. They gave me 1 whole free turn there, and based on that, I'm able to take advantage and throw back-to-back breaks at their Alolan Graveler for GG's in this final match. I really enjoy the team comps here. As always, let me know your thoughts on these team comps. Let me know what you're planning to do with your Evolution Cup teams, and as always, give me your thoughts on the video. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I hope these teams are able to help you in your journey to Legend in the Evolution Cup meta, whether it's the first meta team of Vigoroth or you want to go Spice. I just hope you're able to have success with any of them. I'm definitely going to be trying some of these teams out, at least one of them, in my first Evolution Cup battles. But on that note, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Preach!